And welcome to Cambridge Chemistry channel with Sarwat Ahmed. You are required to subscribe the channel and like the video. It really helps the channel to grow. Today I will be solving Cambridge O Level 5070 October November paper 1-1. Let's start. Which row shows the most appropriate apparatus for the measurement given? 25 centimeter cube of what happened with this 25 centimeter cube of solution measuring cylinder. So 25 centimeter cube of solution is not used to measure. This is we use pipette. 32.7 centimeter cube of solution is measured by with burette, not pipette, with burette. We can use burette. 75 centimeter cube of gas, gas ring. This is correct option. C option is correct. 80 centimeter cube of solution, because burette is of 50 centimeter cube, so this is also incorrect. Question number 2. Liquid X is distilled from mixture using the apparatus shown. During the distillation, the thermometer reads from 157 degrees centigrade to 160 degrees centigrade. Which information about liquid X is correct? 157 degrees centigrade to 1 during distillation. The liquid in X may or may not be miscible, mix with each other. Yes, it is the mixture present over here, so liquids in X may or may not be miscible. This might be correct, but let's check other option as well. X is a mixture that can be separated by distillation. X is a mixture that can be separated by distillation. No, X is a mixture can be miscible, mixture can be separated by fractional distillation. X must contain two liquids with the boiling point 157 degrees centigrade and 160 degrees centigrade. So this difference is very small, so it cannot be have two different liquids with, because in simple distillation we are used to separate liquid from the solid solution. X must have been obtained by the fractional distillation. X must have X must have been obtained by the fractional distillation of crude oil. But in this about liquid X is correct. We are talking about this liquid, so the liquid X may or may not be miscible, mix with each other. So this option is correct. Question number 3. An aqueous solution contains a salt Y. Addition of an aqueous solution X results in precipitates being formed that redissolves when more X is added. Aqueous solution of Y. Addition of an aqueous solution X results in precipitate being formed that redissolves when more X is added. What could be X and Y? Y is contains salt and X solution X redissolves. So HCl, AgCl. So excess of acid cannot dissolve silver chloride. Precipitates is silver chloride solid plus HNO3. So this is not correct. H2SO4 barium sulfate plus HNO3. So this is solid precipitate, cannot redissolve when sulfuric acid, more sulfuric acid is added. Sodium hydroxide copper 2 sulfate form copper 2 hydroxide, and it remains insoluble when excess sodium hydroxide is added plus Na2SO4. These are aqueous. So it is solid, and when sodium hydroxide excess is added, so it remain insoluble. Sodium hydroxide, zinc sulfate. Zinc hydroxide with few drops white precipitates are formed, and which redissolves when more sodium hydroxide is added. So it will become aqueous, also aqueous. So this option is correct. Which gas diffuses the fastest at the same pressure? Nitrogen at 25 degrees centigrade, nitrogen at fastest at the same pressure, nitrogen at 50 degrees centigrade. So nitrogen mass is 28, temperature is more over here, so this option is correct. Oxygen at 25, MR of oxygen is 32, so this option is not correct. As diffusion depends on the temperature as well as MR of the compound, lighter the MR and temperature, rate of diffusion is increased, is faster. So nitrogen is best option. Next question number 5. The diagram shows the outer shell electrons of the atoms of the two elements Q and R. The sulfate of Q is insoluble. Sulfate of Q is insoluble. Elements R is gaseous at room temperature and pressure. So this is present in group 7 because our valence shell electron has 7 electrons. So this has 2, so it belongs to Q belongs to group 2 because group 2 elements have 2 valence shell electrons in the 2 valence shell electrons. The sulfate Q is insoluble. Element R is gaseous at room temperature and pressures. Which row could be correct? Relative atomic mass. In group 7, fluorine is gas, chlorine is gas, bromine is, these two are gases. This is liquid, and iodine is solid, astatine is also solid. So it could be chlorine 35.5 or so. Proton of number, the sulfate Q is insolubility. Solubility of group 2 sulfates are increases downward. Magnesium beryllium sulfate are soluble. Calcium sulfate insoluble. Strontium sulfate insoluble. Barium sulfate insoluble. So are insoluble. So this could be. So let's check the periodic table. In periodic table, check the proton number. The proton number of barium is 56. So it must be correct. This is of barium. So question number 6. Which statement about iodine atoms and iodide ion is correct? They are both isotopes of iodine. They undergo the same chemical reactions. They have the same number of protons. Yes, this is correct. Iodide ions and iodine, they are both isotopes, not isotopes, and they undergo the same chemical reaction. This is iodide ions and this is iodine. They have different chemical reaction. So it is also incorrect. They have the same physical properties. No, this is ion and this is molecule. So this is also incorrect. Question number 7. The element chlorine has 2 isotopes, and in the periodic table chlorine is shown as this. Which row shows the correct percentage of each isotope in the sample of naturally occurring chlorine? Which row shows the correct percentage of each isotopes in a sample of naturally occurring chlorine? So 25, 75. So chlorine 35 is most abundant isotope present in the element, and chlorine 37, there is 3:1 ratio. Chlorine 35 is 3 and 1% 1 is chlorine 37. So this could be 75 and 25. D option is correct. What is the nucleon number of the isotope of uranium? What is the nucleon number? 235 is the nucleon number. Silicon dioxide has a joint structure. Each silicon atom is joined to 4 oxygen atoms by covalent bonds. Part of the structure is shown. Which property would silicon dioxide be expected to have? A good conductor of electricity? No, it is not good conductor of electricity, because it does not have free moving electrons. A high melting point? Yes, it is high melting point. This might be correct. Reacts with hydrochloric acid? No. Soluble in water? Insoluble in water. So this is incorrect. This is incorrect. B is correct option. Element X and Y react to form compound XY. Element Y has more electrons in its outer shell than element X. Element Y, X and Y is formed XY is formed. Compound XY conduct electricity in the molten. It means XY is ionic compound. XY is ionic compound. Compound XY conducts electricity in the molten state. Which row correctly states the electron change that occurs during the reaction and type of the bonding in compound XY? Electron change during the formation of compound XY. Which row correctly states the electron change that occurs during the reaction and the type of bonding? Bonding is ionic and X donates electrons to Y. X shares, no, X shares, X donates, Y donates electron to Y. Because X and Y react, Y has more electrons in outs. It means Y is non-metal and X is metal. So X tend to donate electrons to the Y. So A option is correct. Which Which compound has the most single bonds in one molecule? CH3, which has the most single bonds. So this is CO2, most single bond. This is A. B, double bond O, OH, and this is H, CH2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 3 and 3, 7. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is like CH3, CH, CH. CH2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So B option is correct option. The formula of ammonium metavandate. It consists of ammonium ion and vandate ion. What are the charges on these ions? As formula is ammonium carrying +1, vandate carrying minus. So same charges are cancelled out, written as, so if it is written as ammonium VO3, so ammonium carrying +1, vandate carrying -1. So A option is correct. Question number 13. Which mass of oxygen gas combines with exactly 16 gram of sulfur to form sulfur dioxide? Which mass of oxygen gas? Sulfur plus oxygen is equal to, sulfur dioxide. So 16 gram of sulfur to form sulfur dioxide. Which mass of oxygen gas combines with exactly 16 gram to form sulfur dioxide? (16 gram producing 32, required 32 gram, and what would be the mass of 16 ratio x. So this is 32. So this is 32 grams, sorry. Sulfur atomic mass is 32 gram, required 16 and 16 gram ratio x. Cross multiply 32 into 16. Sorry. Total mass of oxygen is 32. So 32 is equal to x. 32 divided by multiplied. So 16 gram is required. So 32 grams required 32 gram of oxygen. So what would be the mass of oxygen required if 16 gram of sulfur react with oxygen to form sulfur dioxide? So 32 gram needs 32 gram of oxygen and 16 gram ratio x. So by using cross multiply we get 16 gram. So next question is the atomic number of ruthenium is 44. One of these oxide ruthenium is black solid x. 5.79 gram of x contains 1.39 gram of oxygen. What is the empirical formula of x? The atomic number of ruthenium is 44. One of the oxides of ruthenium is black solid x. 5.79 gram of x contain 1.39 gram. So what is the empirical formula of x? This is ruthenium ratio oxygen 5.79 gram of x oxides. So this is the oxide 5.79 minus 1.39. The ruthenium is about 5.79 minus 1.39 is equal to, so 4.4 gram is, so this is atomic number. Now let's find out the mass number of ruthenium. Mass number of ruthenium is 44. Proton number is 44. Proton number is 44 and mass number is 101. AR is 101. 16. Now by calculating the mole, this is mass and this is AR, sorry. Now so the mole is 4.4 divided by 101. So this is 0.04 mole, ratio 435, ratio 1.39 divided by 16. is equal to 0.08. So this is mole. By using mole ratio, dividing the smaller mole 0.0435 divided by 0.0435, 868. So this is 1 and this ratio is 0.0868 divided by 0.0435. It is equal to 1.9. This is 2 and the formula is RuO2. C option is correct option. Now next question is one to a 250 centimeter cube of 1 mole per dm cube hydrochloric acid react with an excess of sodium carbonate. The equation is shown. What is the volume of carbon dioxide produced when measured at room temperature and pressure? So first find out the moles of hydrochloric acid. HCl is equal to 1 point into 250 divided by 1000. So the answer is by using 250 divided by 1000, the moles are 0.25. So the mole ratio, HCl ratio, HCl ratio carbon dioxide form 2:1. Mole of HCl is 0.25 ratio X. Mole of CO2 will be 0.25 divided by 2 is equal to 0.125. This is the mole of carbon dioxide. Now the volume of carbon dioxide will be is equal to 0.125 multiplied by 24 dm cube. Because at room temperature and pressure all 1 mole of gases occupy 24 decimeter cube. This is the constant value. 0.125 into 24 is equal to 3 decimeter cube. So A option is correct. Question number 16. Question number 16. When excess of sodium barium chloride is added to 25 centimeter cube of 1 mole per dm cube sodium sulfate, a white precipitate of barium sulfate is formed. The precipitate is filtered or washed, dried and weighed. 5.36 gram of barium sulfate is obtained. What is the percentage yield of barium nitrate? So let's calculate. 5.3 is obtained. This is experimental yield, which is obtained from 25 centimeter cube of sodium sulfate. Let's find out the mole. 25 divided by 1000 into 1 mole. 25 divided by 1000 into 1 is equal to 0.025. This is equal to 0.025. mole sodium sulfate, a white precipitate of barium sulfate is formed. So this is sodium sulfate, the formula Mr of sodium sulfate, mass of sodium sulfate Na2SO4 is equal to 0.025 mole into Mr. Mr is sodium 46 plus 32 plus 64 is the Mr of compound. 46 plus 32 plus 64, this is equal to 142, so multiplied by 0.025, so this is mass of 3.55 gram. So 142 gram produces, if this is how to calculate percentage theoretical yield, BaSO4 142 gram produces barium sulfate. Barium is 131 plus 32 plus 64 gram. This is equal to 131 plus 32 plus 64 is equal to 227. This is equal to 227 gram. So what would be the mass if 3.55 gram of X? So X is equal to 227 into 3.55 divided by 142. 27 plus 32 plus 227 into 3.555 is equal to divided by 142. This is equal to 5.6 gram. Theoretical yield is 5.675 gram. So percentage yield is equal to experimental over theoretical into 100. Experimental is 5.36 divided by 5.675 into 100. 5.3736 divided by 5.675 is equal to into 100. So by using 675.7, if we use this value, 5.7, 5.36 divided by 7 into 100, 90. Where is the 46 plus sulfur 32 plus 64? This is 142 and experimental yield is 536. 142 into 0.025 is equal to 3.55. So let's check the mass of barium. Mass of barium is 137. This is 137, 137 plus 32 plus 64. So this is equal to 137 plus 32 plus 64 is equal to 233. This mass is equal to 233. So 233 over here, 233. Now 233 into 3.55 is equal to 827 divided by 142 equal to 5.8. This is 5.8. Now 5.36 divided by 5.8 is equal to 92% into 100 is equal to 92.4%. This is the best option. Okay, question number 17. Aqueous copper 2 sulfate is electrolyzed using inert electrodes. Which statement is correct? Aqueous copper 2 sulfate which statement is correct? Copper is collected at the anode. This is incorrect. Hydrogen is collected at the cathode. No, it is incorrect. Oxygen is collected at the anode. Yes, because we have copper sulfate 4 ions, Cu2 positive sulfate ion and H positive OH ion. At anode, OH ion to form oxygen plus water plus 4 electron. So this is the reaction at anode. So oxygen is produced at the anode because we are using inert electrodes. Question number 18. Concentrated aqueous sodium chloride is electrolyzed using inert electrodes. Which equation shows the reaction that occurs at the anode? Sodium chloride is electrolyzed by using inert. We have positive Cl negative, H positive, OH negative. At anode, this is aqueous solution, concentrated aqueous. At anode, 2 Cl negative to form Cl2 plus 2 electron. While at cathode, hydrogen ions, 2 electron to form H2 gas. So which equation shows the reaction that occurs at the anode? 2 Cl negative losing 2 electrons. This is the answer. This is wrong because at anode oxidation takes place, so chloride ion loses electron. So this is incorrect because it is reduction. Electrons are showing on the right side, on the wrong side. 2H positive, this reaction at cathode, so this is incorrect. This reaction at anode, if uh, solution is dilute instead of concentrated aqueous, so this is also incorrect. Question number 19. Which pair of equation correctly represents the electron reaction taking place at the anode and at the cathode during the electrolysis of molten silver bromide? Molten silver bromide has two ions, Br negative. At anode, 2 Br negative to form Br2 plus 2 electron. At cathode, Ag positive plus electron to form Ag. So at anode, 2 Br negative, Br2 plus 2 electrons. This is wrong. Br2 plus 2 electrons. Sorry, this is correct, but this is incorrect. Ag2 positive, not Ag plus sign. This is also incorrect. This is correct. This is also correct. Which two processes are both endothermic? Combustion and cracking. Combustion is exothermic, cracking is not exothermic. Combustion is exothermic, fermentation is decomposition. Cracking and photosynthesis, this is endothermic and this is again endothermic. Sorry, this is endothermic. Cracking is endothermic, sorry. Cracking is endothermic, fermentation is endothermic, this is exothermic. So cracking is endothermic, photosynthesis is endothermic, so C option is correct. Respiration is exothermic, endothermic, so this is also incorrect. Question number 21. A sample of sulfuric acid is added to 10 gram of zinc granules. A reaction occurs and a gas is produced. The rate of reaction is increased. If a small amount of copper is added, the copper is unchanged after the reaction. So copper, because copper is unchanged after the reaction, so copper act as a catalyst. So which statement about this reaction is correct? Copper acts as a biological, not biological catalyst. Copper lowers the activation because copper is used as a catalyst and it is regenerated after the reaction, or rather unchanged after the reaction, so it acts as a catalyst. So copper lowers the activation energy of this reaction. Catalyst always lowers the activation energy of the reaction, so B option is correct. 22. Question number 22. The rate of reaction between magnesium and dilute hydrochloric acid is investigated. This is the equation. Hydrogen gas is evolved. A known mass of magnesium is added to an excess. Hydrochloric acid is excess. The magnesium is limiting. The concentration of hydrochloric acid and the volume of hydrogen produced is measured at regular and time interval. Which pair of graph correctly shows the experimental result? Concentration of HCl, excess of dilute HCl. And which pair of graph correctly shows the experimental results? Concentration of HCl is going to decrease. This is correct option. This is correct. This is correct. And this is incorrect. not concentration of HCl, as concentration of HCl is excess, so it will not be 0. Volume of hydrogen gas is produced, so this is correct. It's not first increase then decrease, so this is also incorrect. This is also incorrect. So D option, this is correct, this is correct. D option is correct option. 23. In which reaction is the underlying substance reduced? Calcium is 2 plus, no change in calcium. So this is incorrect. Copper 2 plus 0. 2 plus is decreased, it is decreased, so substance underlined, this substance is going to reduced. B option is correct. Which change involves reduction? Calcium carbonate to calcium oxide. Decomposition is not redox reaction, so it is incorrect. Copper to brass. Copper to brass, brass is a mixture and no change with oxidation state in brass, so this is also incorrect. Ethene to polyethene. Ethene, no change, the number of atoms, number of molecules in case of polyethene, so it is also incorrect. Sand to silicon. SiO2 to silicon. Over here plus 4, over here 0, so this it is reduced, so D is correct option. Thiosulfate ions react with iodine in aqueous solution. In this reaction, thiosulfate ions S2O3 and S2O6, losing electron, gains electron. Ions gains electron, gain. So when it gains electron, it is going to reduced, not oxidized. So B option is correct. So sorry. Iodine, if iodine gains electrons, thiosulfate 0 to minus, thiosulfate to S4O6, so it loses electron, so it is oxidized and it is reduced. So thiosulfate ions loses electrons, this is wrong, lose electron and oxidized, so C option is correct option. 26. The equation shows the reaction in contact process. Which change would move the position of equilibrium to the left? Position of equilibrium to the left. Adding more oxygen. Equilibrium will shift forward. Increasing the pressure also favor the forward side. Increasing the temperature, because this is exothermic reaction, forward reaction is exothermic, this is forward, and its backward reaction is endothermic. Exo and backward endo, so this is backward reaction. So which change would move the position of equilibrium to left? By increasing temperature, reaction will shift backward or to left. C option is correct. Question number 27. Some medicines contain the magnesium salt of a fatty acid. The fatty acids are member of the homologous series of carboxylic acid and contain one carboxylic acids. What is the carboxylic acid functional group and how many moles of fatty acid react with 1 mole of magnesium? Reactive functional group is carboxylic acid, moles of fatty acid. Only one carboxylic acid is present. What is the carboxylic acid functional group? So CO2H is the functional group. This is correct functional group, correct functional group. Wrong, wrong. So in question the fatty acids are member of contain one carboxylic acid. So what is the carboxylic acid function and how many moles of fatty acid react with 1 mole of magnesium? 1 mole of magnesium. So you know this is fatty acid CO2H plus magnesium CO2 Mg plus H2. So 2 moles of. Question number 28. Sodium sulfate and sodium hydrogen sulfate can both be prepared using aqueous sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. Okay. 50 centimeter cube of 1 mole per dm cube sodium hydroxide is used each time. Which row shows the correct volume of 1 mole per dm cube sulfuric acid required to prepare a sample of sodium sulfate and sample of sodium hydrogen sulfate using aqueous sodium hydroxide? 50 centimeter cube of 1 mole of sodium hydroxide is used each time. So which row correct volume of 1 mole per dm cube of sulfuric acid required to prepare sample of sodium sulfate and sample of hydrogen sulfate? So we know that 25 centimeter cube volume of sulfate required to make sodium sulfate, volume of sulfuric acid required to make sodium hydrogen sulfate. So this is 0.05 moles and now mole of H2SO4 mole of H2SO4 is 0.025. So we have concentration of sulfuric acid and we can calculate the volume. H2SO4 is equal to mole over concentration. Mole is 0.025 divided by 1 into 1000. This is 0.025 into 1000. This is equal to 25. So this is 25. Now let's calculate the second volume, sodium hydroxide sulfuric acid. If moles of over here 1:1 ratio, and if 0.05 mole, so the same mole here, and by calculating volume is equal to 0.05 divided by 1 mole per dm cube of sulfuric acid into 1000. So this is equal to 50 centimeter cube into 1000, that is equal to 50 centimeter cube. So A option is correct. Which substance reacts with dilute sulfuric acid in the preparation of a pure sample of lead 2 sulfate? Aqueous lead 2 nitrate, lead 2 sulfate. Which substance react with sulfuric acid? Lead 2 nitrate. This is correct option, I think so. PbNO3 twice. If we react PbNO3 twice plus H2SO4 to form PbSO4 solid plus HNO3. So this option is correct option. Lead foil directly cannot react with sulfuric acid because form coating of lead, a coating of precipitator on the lead. So it is not used to prepare lead 2 sulfate. Powdered lead 2 carbonate. Lead 2 carbonate when react with sulfuric acid, so it also form the same reaction like lead foil, powdered lead 2 oxide. Also incomplete reaction with sulfuric acid. Immediately pipette is formed which hinder the further reaction, which stop the further reaction. So aqueous lead to nitrate is the best option. It is aqueous and it is aqueous. So when two aqueous solution react with each other to form one soluble and one insoluble solution, A is the best option. Which statement about sulfuric acid is correct? In the manufacture of sulfuric acid, iron is used in the catalyst. In the context, iron is not used. Vanadium 5 oxide is used. So V2O5 instead of iron. This is incorrect. Sulfuric acid is used in some batteries. Yes, sulfuric acid. This is the use of sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is used in car batteries. So this is correct. Not used as a fertilizers in making fertilizer. So this is also incorrect. Sulfuric acid is used as a food preservative. Sulfuric acid is not used as a food preservatives. Sulfur dioxide is used as a food preservative. Uh, 31 two statements are given. Statement 1, going down group 1 and group 7 the melting point of the elements increases. Chlorine can, second statement, melting point of the elements going down. Yes, it is correct. It is correct statement. Chlorine can displace iodine from aqueous potassium iodide but cannot displace bromine from the aqueous potassium bromide. Chlorine can displace both can displace iodine from both, displace iodine and bromine from the potassium iodide and potassium bromide, because chlorine is more reactive than bromine as well as iodine. So highly reactive halogens can displace less reactive halide ion from its solution. Which statements are correct? Both statements 1 and 2, both statement 1 and statement 2. Statement 1 only. Going down group 1 and group 7, melting point of the element increases. Sorry. So group 1 is decreases and group 7 is increases. Melting point of group 7 is increases, but in case of group 1 it is decreases. So it is chlorine can displace iodine from potassium bromide, so but cannot, sorry, please underline cannot word or not word. but cannot displace bromine from aqueous potassium bromide. So this is incorrect, this is correct. Which statement are correct? Both statement 1 and 2. Statement 1 only, statement 2 only, neither statement 1 nor statement 2. This is best option. A reversible reaction involves a solid reacting with hydrogen. Which of the metals, aluminum and iron, would catalyze the reaction, and what is their effect on the position of equilibrium? Involves a solid reacting with hydrogen. Which of the metals, aluminum and iron, would catalyze the reaction, and what is their effect on the position of equilibrium? A reversible reaction involves solid reacting with hydrogen. Solid reacting with hydrogen, H2. Which of the metal, aluminum and iron would catalyze the reaction, and what is their effect on the position of the equilibrium? Catalyst does not affect the position, does not affect the position of equilibrium. So catalyst does not change the position of equilibrium, so it has no effect on the position of equilibrium. So no change, no change. So the answer is B or D. So both aluminum and iron act as a catalyst. Both aluminum and iron, both aluminum. Aluminum is more reactive than iron, so aluminum cannot reduced by using hydrogen gas. So it is not correct. It is not correct. It is correct. Iron only moves to the right. So this is incorrect. This is correct. So iron is used. Hydrogen is used to reduce iron. So position, there is no change on the position of equilibrium by using this as a catalyst. So this is the best option. Iron is obtained in the blast furnace from the ore hematite. Which statement hematite, which statement is correct? Calcium carbonate is used to remove acidic impurities. Yes, it is correct. Calcium carbonate is used to remove acidic, this is acidic remove impurities, and calcium carbonate first decomposed to form calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. This calcium oxide further oxidized to form calcium silicate. So this option is correct. Coke is reduced to carbon dioxide. Coke is reduced to carbon monoxide. Hematite is oxidized by hematite is reduced. So this is incorrect. Hematite undergoes thermal decomposition. Hematite is, this is also incorrect. Hematite is reduced by using carbon monoxide. A option is correct. 3 statements about carbon cycles are given. The carbon cycle regulates the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Yes, it is correct. During photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is produced, not produced is used. So this is incorrect. Combustion of hydrocarbon require oxygen. Yes, this is correct. 1 and 3 is correct. So option is B. Carbon is used in the purification of water supply. What is the reason for this? To remove mud and other insoluble solids? No. To remove nitrate caused by the excessive use of fertilizers. To remove tastes and odors. This is best option. To sterilize water, chlorine is used to sterilize water by removing harmful bacteria. 36. Octane is an alkane with 8 carbon atoms per molecule. What is the molecular formula of octane and how does its boiling point compare with that of butane? C8H16 molecular formula is C8H16, octane is C8H18. So this is incorrect. Higher than boiling point is higher than butane. C8H16 lower than butane. C8H18 lower than butane, higher than butane. So D option is correct because C8H18 is the correct formula of octane and the boiling point of octane is higher than the butane. Question number 37. Which equation for the reaction between propane and chlorine is correct? Propane is C3H8 plus Cl2. Okay, and this is for the reaction between propane and chlorine is correct. C3H7Cl plus HCl. This is the correct. So it is incorrect. C3H6 is propene, not propane. The C3H8 is Cl2, HCl is formed instead of H2. C3H7 and Cl. This is incorrect. This is correct. Cl2, CH3 incorrect. C2H5Cl. So this option is correct. Propanoic acid react with calcium carbonate. The products of this reaction are calcium phosphopropanoate, carbon dioxide, and water. So what is the equation for this reaction? Propanoic acid formula of calcium carbonate is incorrect. 2C2H5COOCA. This is like this. So this is incorrect. 2C2H5COH, CaCO3 correct. C2H5CO twice Ca, CO2, and the correct balanced equation. So B is correct option. The monomer CH3CH-but2ene can be used to make an addition polymer. This addition polymer has a chain of carbon atoms joined to each other by CC single bond. Each of these carbon atoms is also bonded to at least one other atom or group of atoms. These are called side groups. Which statement describes the carbon atoms in the polymer chain made from this molecule? Every carbon atoms in the chain has one CH3 and one hydrogen atom as a side group. This is correct. Like this, CH3 H C CH3 H. So this is the correct polymer. 1 2 3 4. So A option is correct. Question number 40. The which row correctly shows the structure of a polymer and the monomer from which it is made? Monomer is amino acid, so this is incorrect. A monomer is CH3, so this is also incorrect. This is two monomers, C double bond O. No, this is incorrect. C double bond O and dicarboxylic acid and diol, and this is correct because from here OH and OH, and by joining this C double bond and then this molecule, so this is the correct. D option is correct option. Hopefully you got this paper. If you have any query, any problem, you can ask me in comment box. Thank you.